Hey, Eric.
Oop. I'd like to call the meeting of the Development Review Board to order, September 1st, 2015. Okay, Dan?
Okay, first item on our agenda are the minutes from our last meeting.
Any problem? Any corrections?
Typo, that's all, I don't count.
Okay. Need a motion?
Motion.
Mary
to
moves.
approve.
Mary moves to approve.
I'll second it.
Bill seconds. All in favor?
Okay. Next item on our agenda is the witness oath. We have a sign-up sheet that we ask anybody who speaks to the board this evening to sign, and it includes the following oath statement. I solemnly swear or affirm under the pains of penalty of perjury that the statements I make, testimony I give, and other evidence I submit to the board at the board's public hearing held in this state shall be true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. And again, that sign-up sheet is right there on the podium, so if we would ask that you sign in before you speak to the board tonight. The next item on our agenda is disclosure of any ex parte communications or conflicts of interest regarding the matters before the board this evening.
Have any? Don't see any.
Great. Okay, our first our first hearing on our agenda this evening is Old Castle Theater Company, 331 Main Street. These folks are seeking design plan approval for a improved sign on their property. And I see that Eric is here this evening. So Eric, you want to just let us know what you're doing after you sign in?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Eric, you have to sign in.
Have to sign?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
There has been a sign on the building since it was Knights of Columbus building, and it's still there, and it's still, we light it up every night, but there's nothing on it. We have another small sign, and so we would simply like to put our name on the sign. So I don't think it's a major change since the sign has been there. We light it up so that people driving from either end of the block can at least see that light. We've held off until now, frankly, because it's been my dream to have a theater marquee. I would love how a marquee looks on the streetscape. I think it would be wonderful. It would also cost $100,000. And we have a lot more work to do inside the building. So this is a much less expensive alternative.
I should note that the Historic Preservation Commission did approve the design, and so just so you folks know.
Any questions? Barry? I'll move to approve. Thank you. I want to. Oh, you got questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ron.
Eric, is that sign included in the inventory of the historical, or what do they call it, architecturally significant signs in town? Is that included in that document?
I didn't know there was such a document.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect so since the historic people said okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm looking over the sign ordinance here, and not trying to hinder your efforts there, but what percentage of the face of the sign is taken up by the letters or any other stars and so forth? There's a percentage, I think it's 40%. It should be not more than 40% of the area taken up by lettering, logos, or whatever.
You're talking about the window sign limitation?
Not the lighted sign.
Window sign is 25%. Yep.
Pardon me?
The window sign is 25%. Yep. I'm not aware of the limitation you're speaking of, Ron, and maybe I just missed it. But.
Unless it's on a building.
Oh, wait a minute here. maybe I read the wrong thing. Let me see what it says. Hold on.
Basically, I think what it says is the square footage.
Page 9. Let's see. Oh, the luminous, this is on page 9 of the sign ordinance. The lettering or symbols shall constitute no more than 40% of the surface area of the sign.
This is for the illumination. Yep, that's what you're reading under? The internally illuminated signs?
Yeah.
Yep. So what that means, and yes, it does meet the requirement. What that means is the letters cannot, the actual amount where the light is allowed to shine through can be more than 40% of the
The letters
sign.
and the logos and everything
Yep,
else.
and it does appear to be about that amount,
Yeah.
given that, all the green space is not lettering.
You can't take each letter by itself, you take the whole letter, of course, the whole space the letter takes.
No, only the part that's white, because that's the only part that the light comes through.
That's not the way we've done it before.
That's, you're talking about the way we measure square footage, not the way we measure luminosity. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm all
Yep.
for this personally.
No, and I think those are absolutely appropriate and fair questions, but that's how we measure the light, the light issue. But if we were to, yes, if these were letters on a billboard or something, on a signboard, we would draw a.
Just to keep it from being too bright.
But when we're talking about light, it has to do with light coming through the sign, not the total square footage.
So is that a conforming sign according to the sign ordinance, or is that a non-conforming sign?
This is a non-conforming sign because it is internally illuminated. However, it is a pre-existing sign, so there are some unique circumstances there. So
They changed the lettering and so forth on it, so there's something I hear about it, not changing.
and that's why it's here before you guys. Absolutely, that's why I didn't feel comfortable making the decision myself.
Yeah,
So,
because it is a change, and it says you can't do a change even though it's been there, but they're changing from the KFC or whatever to the theater sign.
yeah, and that's why it's here, because you folks would need to make that decision. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not our job to hinder anybody or assist them, it's our job to try and, apply the bylaw and the ordinance to each case. That's what I question, that's all. The percentage is okay, it is not conforming. I'm through, thank you.
Any others? Eric, you going to take the green sign down? It's underneath this?
Yes.
Okay.
You want my motion now?
Yeah, why not?
Since the sign is non-conforming, I would move that we approve it as is.
I'll second it.
Okay, Bill seconds it, Barry moves. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Just some discussion. I'm sorry.
Discussion.
Discussion.
Moved, just to clarify, you moved to approve. Okay, just,
Yeah.
because I wanted to be sure I heard what
Yeah,
I.
it's a non-conforming approval.
All in favor? Okay, Eric, you're all set.
Thank you, Eric.
Great, thank you very much.
Had to spend some time,
Oh, those are good questions, Brian. Those are good questions to have.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is Stevens of Bennington. It's the proposed Chrysler dealership on Northside Drive. We did have a family issue come up and asked that we continue this hearing until the next meeting. So if you folks feel that's appropriate, I'd ask for a motion to continue this hearing to our next meeting.
I'll second it.
Ron moves, Barry seconds. All in favor? Okay.
Any other business?
Any other business? Nope.
Move to adjourn.
To adjourn, second. Ron seconds. All in
We got to
favor?
drag it out a little here.
Gotta make 10 minutes here, 30 more seconds.
I think Mel's sleeping down. Mel, are you awake down there?
Thank you, gentlemen.